Okay, hello everybody and how are you? My name is Daha Ale. I'm in the 5th year medical student at Ain Shams University. So today what we're gonna do is reviewing the adult bradycardia algorithm. Okay, so what is the first step? The first step is to identify the problem and to identify the medical condition of the patient. If this patient has arrhythmia, he has bradyarrhythmia. Does this patient have bradyarrhythmia? So how can I identify that? Really, the heart rate typically is below 50 minutes. So now I can say that this patient has bradyarrhythmia. Also, you can notice the altered medical condition of the patient. You can notice the signs and symptoms of bradyarrhythmia. So the first thing is to identify the problem, to identify that this patient has bradyarrhythmia. Okay? Okay, that's really very nice. And then you identify the problem. What else you will do? You have to do a primary assessment. So what is primary assessment? A, B, C, and D. Okay, and this is the primary assessment. A for the airway. So maintain patent airway. Okay, and B for breathing. Assess the breathing and give oxygen if this patient is hypoxic. Okay, also monitor the oxygen saturation. Then cardiac monitor to identify the rest. Monitor blood pressure and oximetry. Okay, then intravenous access in the 12 lead ECG if possible. That's very nice. And then look at the signs and the symptoms of bradyarrhythmia. Okay, does this patient have hypertension? Does this patient have acute altered mental status? Does this patient have signs of shock, ischemic chest discomfort, acute heart failure? So, if this patient has no symptoms and the signs of bradyarrhythmia, if this patient has no hypertension, acute altered mental status, signs of shock, ischemic chest discomfort, acute heart failure, or any like that, so you must monitor and observe the patient because he might be disturbed later. Okay, but if the patient has the signs and the symptoms of bradyarrhythmia, so you have to manage the patient. And how can I manage? The first line is atropine. Yeah, atropine. Yeah. So what is the dose of atropine? Okay. The first dose is 0.5 milligram pills. This is the first and initial dose, and repeat that every 3 to 5 minutes till you reach the maximum dose, which is 3 milligram. So what is the first dose? It's 0.5 milligram. Okay, so I will repeat that every 3 to 5 minutes till I reach the maximum, which is 3 milligram. That's very nice. I gave atropine and the patient is still symptomatic. The patient still has the signs and the symptoms of bradyarrhythmia. So you will do a transcutaneous pacing or dopamine infusion or epinephrine. Okay, so what is the dose of dopamine infusion? Usual infusion rate is 2 to 20 mcg per kg per minute. Okay, epinephrine intravenous infusion 2 to 10 mcg per minute. That's really nice. Okay, you give atropine, you do transcutaneous pacing or dopamine or epinephrine and all of that, and the patient is still symptomatic. Patient has the symptoms and the sign of bradyarrhythmia. The patient has hypertension, acute moderate status, sign of shock, acute heart failure, or any like that. So you must consider expert consultation. Okay, and also bring transvenous pacing. Yeah, so the last step is expert consultation and the transvenous pacing. That's really very nice. Okay, and finally, so let's review it again. Okay, So the first thing is assessing the problem, assessing the condition. The patient has heart rate below 50 per minute. Okay, then doing the primary assessment to know the underlying cause. Yeah, really nice. Then you have to observe this patient is still symptomatic or not. If it is still symptomatic, so give atropine and or then transcutaneous spacing or dopamine or epinephrine, and finally expert consultation and transvenous spacing if he it is still symptomatic. Okay, and if he is not symptomatic, just monitor and observe, monitor and observe, monitor and observe. Okay, thank you very